Hi guys, Hum here. Welcome back to another YouTube video. And my god, I hate that intro. But tough shit 8. Right, second video of the day. It's a late one. 1:41 of the AM variety. And this is a little Hearthstone theme video of a concept class that I've been working on. Now, the images are either going to be copies from other games or just pictures from Google Images. They're probably not gonna meet Hearthstone requirements, but they're just filler for the theme of the card itself and the idea of the class. This is a Chrono Mage, so it's a mage variant that messes around with like time and space concepts, but let's just get straight into it. So the hero is Algalon. He's this star guy from WoW. I've not played WoW, but he's some sort of titan. And he's got that into. And then the hero power is Chronos Mage, which is 2 mana, add a random Chronos spell to your hand. Now, the 3 Chronos spells are Light Core, restore 1 health to your hero, and 2 random friendly minions. So it's a bit like a chain heal sort of thing. So if you've got like 3 damaged minions on the board, and well, they don't even need to be damaged, and then your hero, there'll be like that healing shared out a bit like an arcane missiles. It's random, but you guaranteed the hero and the 2 on the minions. If you only have 1 minion, it will only restore 1 health to that 1 minion. It won't put the 2 on that 1 minion. Right, Void Core is 0 mana, deal 1 damage to the enemy hero and a random enemy minion. So it's a mixture of like the Hunter one and the Mage one in a sense, but by reducing the damage dealt to the hero and making the other damage random, it balances it out. However, it's classed as a spell, so it does benefit from spell damage, and it will basically make both things deal 2 damage instead. I probably should have numbered it instead, but hey ho, there's gonna be typos because I'm a nonce. Right, Earth Core is give a random friendly minion plus 2 health. So it's kind of like a power word shield that's worth the 0 mana. And there's nothing more to it really. It's a nice bit of buff, nice bit of board presence. So you turn 1, player 1/1, turn 2, it can become a 1/3, can't it? Or you can save it for a later date. The whole idea of the hero power, it's like, I feel like Shaman have got the closest hero power to this in the sense that it's random. However, Shaman, you're forced to have that minion out as soon as you press the button, whereas with this class you're given the choice of if you want to play this at the time. An example would be Shaman's hero power summoning the healing totem, but you've got no other minions. If that was in your hand, you wouldn't have played it then, you would have saved it. So that's what this class allows you to do, which granted is a lot stronger, but I think it makes up for it in a sense. Like, you've still got a random hero power, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. You might have to wait 3 turns or more for what you're looking for. So I think that balances it out in a sense, because you can get the same thing twice, whereas you can't with Shaman. Right, the first card is Acclamation, 1 mana, gain 2 armor, and summon a 0/2 with Taunt. So it's a mixture of like a typical gain armor spell, like the 1 mana gain 5 armor, and the mirror image in a sense. I need to stop saying in a sense. Right, so you're getting your board presence Taunt, and you're getting like armor is like a spell taunt. So it's like if it was 2 0/2s, you could still be killed by a fireball to the face if you're on 6 health, but this, it protects you from both minions and spells. So yeah, it's a nice adaptation, because this entire class is basically just based off Mage, but what it could be instead, it's like a different variant. Right, first minion is Ethereal Servant, 1 mana 1/2, add a random Chronos spell to your hand, which are the 3 hero power spells we've seen, because there'll be like a tempo synergy with that. So that's just like a basic, quick, early 1-drop card, which is really strong. This is the cheapest AoE, it's Solaral Sacrifice, 2 mana, deal 1 damage to all friendly minions and 2 damage to all enemy minions. So it's like Arcane Explosion and then a Whirlwind. So it's quite strong to the point where you can play it as like a consecration if you've got no minions. But if you do have minions, there's a lot of squishy minions in this deck, like class, so you will be killing them off. I think it's really strong, but it doesn't synergize well with spell damage, which balances it out because it'll deal 2 damage to all friendly minions then. So it's definitely a very strong card, but I think it's got its points where it's balanced out. Starburst is not just a tasty sweet, it is a 2 mana spell, deal 3 damage, so your typical 2 mana deal 3 damage spell that a lot of classes get, Warlock, Mage, and, well, I'm pretty sure there's more, but I can't think of any. If this kills a target, silence it first. Oh, Druid, that's one. So it's like Earth Shock, but you're getting 2 more damage, but at that cost the silence is more conditional. It's good against like low health, death rattle creatures, but it's also just a nice bit of damage and removal. Acolyte of Time is a 3 mana 1/3 battle cry. Return the minion your opponent last played to their hand. So it's a 1/3 and a sap combined, like, potentially, but the sap isn't like you're just choosing the minion. It's like the theme is you're rewinding their last move, you're undoing it, sort of thing. So it's like rewinding time. Cosmic Insight is 3 mana, discover 2 cards, 1 from your deck and 1 from the enemy's. So in a way it's better than draw 2 cards, and in a way it's worse. So the way it's better is you're discovering a card from your deck. It's a copy, by the way, I just worded it badly. So that's like drawing a card that you've chose, which is better, but then the one from your enemies, you're not sure what you're getting. It might not work well with your deck. It's not what you originally wanted in your deck. But then again, it's giving you intel on what's in the enemy's deck, and it might be a good card. So again, swings and roundabouts, double-edged sword. Arcane Archthief is a 4 mana 2/5. Battle Cry, add 2 random 1-cost spells to your hand, 1 from your deck and 1 from the enemy's. So any 1-cost spell that's in either deck you can get. So Jade Idol would be really good. It's a good way to counter Jade Druid. But if they don't have any, you don't get anything. So it's kind of good. 4 mana 2/5 stat line, so you're losing 2 attack for that Battle Cry if you're going off vanilla Yeti stats. It's quite decent. Right, Mystic Merchant, 4 mana 4/5, Battle Cry, transform all unused mana crystals into a coin equal to that amount. So it's basically, it's turn 10 or turn 8 or whatever, and you've got nothing good to play. So you can play this, and then, let's say it's turn 8, 4 mana 4/5, you play it, you've now got a coin that's worth 4 mana, so gain 4 mana crystals for this turn only. So it's like, you've got a bad turn, but next turn you might have something good so you can carry it over, sort of thing. It's very conditional, but in the right hands it could be really good. You play it on turn 5 and you're getting like a free coin sort of thing for next turn. Like 5 mana 4/5, add a coin to your hand. That's pretty decent. It's because then it just works out at the 4 mana 4/5, but you're getting to share that mana out over next turn to gain a bit of ramp then and a bit more tempo. So yeah, it's quite a fun, like, cool idea of a card. So I think it's conditional, and if it was in the game it would see some play. Astral Destruction, bit of a League of Legends shout out there, nice, represent the boys. 4 mana, destroy a random enemy minion and restore health to your hero equal to its cost. So the way I balanced this was, it's 3 mana to destroy a random enemy minion unless you're Warlock, when you have to destroy your own stuff for some reason as well. And then restore the health equal to its health. It's like life steal in a sense, like you're destroying a 6/6 and then restoring 6 health, so it's like you take that health for yourself, but because it's random you might end up killing the 1/1. You don't know, so that's how it balances out. Because for 1 mana more, you can choose the target, but you don't get the healing. So yeah, again, it's good, but it might be conditional. It might be useful for sustain, but it might be there's not a time where it can be played, and 4 mana is quite a lot for a random effect. But it's Hearthstone, and it's like 99% random, so, you know, Blizzard. And this is the big 10 cost card of the class. Like many classes have a 10 cost card, and this is it. Dismantle Continuance, which is basically posh for rewind time. Undoes your opponent's last turn. Undoes, sorry. Summon a 3/5 with taunt and gain 5 armor. So again, the balancing was basically around that new druid card they've got, that for some reason I can't remember the name of. It's some infestation, I don't know. It's 10 mana, and that is a 5/5, 5 armor, draw 5 cards and deal 5 damage. Now this, the way undo your opponent's last turn is, it's like, let's say they played a fireball and 2/2 drop minions. So the fireball would go back in his hand and you'd restore the 6 health that he'd, or damage, like whatever. If those 2/2 drops were played, they'd get put back in the hand. If any damage was dealt, that'd get undone. It basically just makes it so that never happened. And then you're getting the 3/5 taunt and the 10 armor, so it's kind of like a stabilize, like ice block. You play it, and then if you die, you're given a second chance. Now this costs more because you can be like, okay, that does a lot, I don't want it doing that, let's undo it, and now I'm prepared with this taunt and the armor, so it won't deal as much because I've like put up the defences. Granted, ice block's only 3 mana, and that, if something kills you, you already had it there, whereas if something kills you with this, you've died. But this is giving you, like, you know what they were gonna do, you know what they've got in their hands now, you've undone that, and you've got this taunt and the armor as well. So the reason it's having to cost 10 is because it's such a disturbance to the opponent. Like, they've spent their turn doing this and you've just undone it like that. Granted, they can do it again, so it has just prolonged it, but now you've got the taunt, which might mess with it, and the armor, which will mess with it. So it's basically the whole rewind time thing of the deck, like the main theme. It's very conditional, so you probably only run one of it, but it's very unique. Alright, now we get on to the actual, like, standard cards, not the basic cards.